everyone. Welcome to Back in the Preview Show, a live one. Don't forget, hit those like and subscribe buttons down the bottom. You hit the subscribe and you'll get notifications of when there's shows. Follow us on Blue Sky, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere else. Good to have Stan, Lou and AJ with us. I'm going to start with AJ because the last time we were on together, we were bemoaning the fact we were getting voted at work by a Bournemouth fan. Now, given we've drawn with Newcastle and beaten Ipswich, can you hold your head a little higher at work?
It's getting off the ground. The jaw is and the nose is no longer on the floor dragging. It's been a good couple of good weeks. We've I want to say we've turned it around, but we're starting to turn it around. Players are coming back into the fold. We're putting a lot more work onto the pitch. There are a few things that I still would like to see improve. We've had a shining light in a young Mr. Devaney as well. It's going in the right direction. I'm happy with the way things are, and I thought it was very, very important to get that result at Ipswich. I thought that was so key to sort of get us to start having that relegation conversation, stop having that relegation conversation, and start having a conversation around us progressing up towards the table. It's not going to get any easier, especially over the next few weeks. There's definitely a few harder games popping up, starting with Saturday. But I am very happy with the way that the results have gone recently.
Yeah. What about you, Lou? I know you've got a bit of a sore throat going on at the moment.
No, I'm obviously happy. I went on Tuesday. That's the first time I've seen us win this year in the league. So the curse is broken finally. A few people are worried with the upcoming fixtures, but I'm a bit more confident now with the players coming back.
Yeah. Any in particular you're looking forward to seeing back on form?
Wharton, that's the key. Wharton's the key.
Yeah.
And flip Decore.
Yeah, big difference in him coming back, I think, Decore in midfield, but it does present a nice problem for the gaffer, doesn't it? Having all them midfielders. We seem to be overloaded with midfielders at the moment. Stan.
Yes, mate.
Stan, how you doing, mate? All right.
Yeah, good, mate. Good, not too bad.
How long have you been back in Canada then? Because you came over. What game was it for?
So I was there for the Fulham game, which was probably the worst performance of the season so far. I remember walking out of that ground furious and completely despondent, but things have turned around a little bit.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to start off with a little bit of news. Dom Smith put out on social media that Palace are in talks to sign Romain Esse from Millwall, and the current discussions involved the possibility of sending Esse back on loan to Millwall for the rest of the season. And a bit of clickbait at the end. January could be busy. What are your thoughts on that, Lou?
Well, I've seen the clips of him, and he looks like a player. He looks a bit like Raksaki, same sort of build, but he looks a bit quicker, a bit sharper. I see there was talks of loaning him back, so I'm not really interested in too many signings that aren't going to impact in January. I'm happy for him to go back as long as there's 2 or 3 first-team players coming in January. But he definitely looks like a quality player, and I would like to see his type of player at Palace.
Yeah, Stan, what do you think? Have you seen him at all? Or?
I haven't seen him. Just a few highlight reels and a couple of clips on Twitter and stuff. Looks like he's got the potential. I'm with Lou though. I think like the situation we find ourselves in, like buying players and then loaning them back out. I mean, we're by no means clear of relegation just yet. I mean, things have got better, but he could be playing for us in the Championship again next season. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's real talk, right? So, yeah, bring him in, and if he's good enough to start, then keep him there. And yeah, I don't know about bringing someone into loaning them back. We need 2 minimum, but we would like 3 solid additions to that squad in January to make sure that we're not involved in a dogfight second half of the season and that we can kick on.
Yeah, while I kind of accept the need to get somebody that's going to make an impact in January, I I think it's a wise future investment, AJ. Is that what you think as well? You know, you've got to speculate a little bit, and it might be a shrewd move given that there might be other teams in for him anyway.
Yeah, I think it's been an interesting day actually, because it seems that the Palace transfer rumours have just from today started sort of going off, talking about us getting potentially a left wing back, a few attacking players as well. Romain Esse is a very interesting player and he really excites me. I think he's got a bright future. He kind of does remind me in that bracket of when we bought Eze, when we bought Elise, very young, very exciting young talent coming out of the Championship. He's not, I know for a fact he doesn't play week in, week out at Millwall. He's not like, air quote, the star player there, but he fits into that mold of a really young, exciting attacking midfielder. So I think he's definitely going to have a bright future here with us. And to be honest, I think if we are going to go down that route of getting these young up-and-coming Championship players, he's a one I would have loved to get anyway. Ironically, with the name that he's got and the sort of style of play he's got, he does remind me of another version of Eze. So
yeah,
if we do get him over the line and we do have to loan him back to Millwall, doesn't bother me too much. But just like the other guys have said, it's a good start. But we need to be on the ball sort of come 1st of January. I want to see potentially 2, maybe even 3 or 4 players come through the door if possible.
AJ, do you know who runs this football club on the ball 1st of January? Bruv, you'd be lucky if we're on the ball 31st of January.
Glasner's called him out though, hasn't he? Glasner's called him out.
Right, and rightly so.
To be fair, he got Munoz and Wharton over the line. I know it took a minute last
time. End of January. End of January. Last few days of the window.
Season around. You see what I'm saying? So it did turn our season around.
I'm going to rein you back in there a bit anyway, because there's plenty of time nearer the transfer window to talk about when we get people in. We got a couple in pretty quick sharp, didn't we? And then waited ages till we got anybody else. But I just thought I'd finish on this Romain Esse. I put out on Twitter, I've got a couple of mates on Twitter who are Millwall fans, and I just said, is he good? And I got paying, just hope it's a good fee, because he was always going to get taken off of us. They have Raksaki, who's better. Why would he go to a Championship team? But you're going to get that. Add an extra 15 million on because it's just them. But my favourite one is he won't be welcome back on loan if he signs for those. And I'll let you fill in the blank.
Listen, Millwall just need to be quiet, man. Like they're not even in the same stratosphere as Palace. Like they just need to about if he goes for them or this thing. Why is he going to go Championship team? Like don't even start, please, Millwall.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So we had a good win against Ipswich. I salute you, Lou, for getting out there. By all accounts, there were like 2,900 there. It was a feeling of people coming out of the ground. Did they look upon the City game, having not known that City would win the following night? But did they look upon the City game with a bit more hope?
You know, the general feeling was relief in that stand. Mateta's goal was carnage when he scored. But then at the end it was just like a relief, like thankful that we just got 3 points, because that Newcastle game we should have won that game and it put a lot of pressure on Ipswich. And in the pub before, it was the Station pub, which is just across the road. Every Palace fan was in there. You could sense.
I saw you on Eagle-Eyed Football as well.
Yeah, you could sense there was everyone was a bit tense because we had to win that game, and even with the first half as well, being in the ground, it felt worse than what it was. Because after I looked back at the extended highlights, I feel like we actually played quite well in the first half. But yeah, genuinely after, it was just a relief all round, and then now you can. The quote-unquote free hit on City. But I think Glasner hasn't come up against City or Arsenal yet, so he might have something for Pep.
Well, he looks to go into every game to win, doesn't he?
He came up against them last season, though. They beat us 4-2.
Oh yeah. Sorry, that That was like right at the beginning, wasn't? Was that? No, it was just before we went on a run, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just like literally we beat Liverpool the next game.
Yeah. It was Arsenal that we haven't played. Sorry,
Mateta scored in the first couple of minutes or something. Yeah.
They were on fire at that time, City.
Mm-hmm.
They were really good there, but I didn't think we were that bad that game either.
No, we was all right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's how we approach the game, isn't it? Do we take the game to them, given that they've got a really weakened defence? I was just looking before we came on at the Blue Moon Forum on their Palace thread, and they're just worried about how many players they've got out. We don't have a back four again. Simpson at left back with big question marks.
Did Ake? I think Ake come off injured yesterday.
Yeah, so did Akanji as well.
Oh, both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the moment, I'm just looking at their injury list. Rodri's out, as we know. Oscar Bob not available. Kovacic not available. John Stones has got a 25% chance of playing.
No, he's out. He said he's far away.
He's injured again.
Yeah, plantar fasciitis. You know, where the bottom of your foot. Akanji is out. He might be back for a European match. Phil Foden, needs to be fair, for a player who cost that much, hasn't really paid back that, has he?
He didn't cost anything. He came through the academy.
Oh no, who's the one they paid loads of money for?
Grealish.
Yeah,
He played in a 10 yesterday or the 8. He didn't play out wide yesterday.
Yeah, they said on the forum actually that he played quite well there. But yeah, Foden's out with bronchitis. You don't know how bad that's going to be, and Nathan Ake is out.
Wow.
So that's a lot of players. They also said that De Bruyne looked knackered after about 35 minutes.
I don't think KDB would start 2 games in 3 days after his injury. I doubt he would, but I don't know what you guys think.
He always turns up against us, though, man. Like he's always got something in his locker. I can see him playing.
I was glad that he played. How long did he play for? Yeah. I think he played the majority of the game as well.
Yeah.
Does anyone know how many minutes he played?
He didn't. He's really struggling. I can't remember how long he came in for. The fact that Rodri's out is the biggest one. I think that's going to be a massive opportunity for us to really try and control the ball in midfield. I know it's funny trying to have that conversation against Man City, but we are talking about Man City this season. I'll tell you one player that is really, I need, like when I say I need Hughes to snap this boy's leg in half.
You're going to get clipped, bro.
I don't care. I don't care. Yeah. What's his name? Lewis. That boy, when we played Man City last season, he was giving it to the main stand. I don't know what it is about certain footballers when they come sell us and they love coming to the main stand and handing out that crud. But you see that Rico Lewis? Hughes, I need you to do something for me.
He scored, didn't he?
He did. No, Oscar, was it Oscar Bob or Rico?
No, Rico Lewis scored.
Was it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was Rico Lewis. He was giving it. And ever since then, I've not liked the boy. So
baller though. Baller.
I need something. He is a baller, but I need something.
So the big question against Man City, it hasn't really been much for them of late, and he hasn't been in my Premier League fantasy team for ages. But Haaland, is it going to be true Palace style that sorry, excuse me, is it going to be true Palace style that this is where he gets his hat tricks back, or will Lacroix, as Louis says?
Do you know what? I think that's going to be a really interesting one. I think I love the idea of Lacroix coming up against Haaland. I think Lacroix has been revelational is that even a word? Been a revelation this season so far, and I feel like he's just been getting better and better, and I feel like he really gets it in terms of the atmosphere that we create. I think that as long as the fans and everything are up for it, which we always are 9.5 times out of 10, I feel like he can give Haaland a bit of work. And I think he'll be really, really good to see.
Yeah. I think I don't know about hat trick or whatever, but he's always a threat. He's like, I know City have had a bit of a bad run of form, but he's still a top quality player. Like we got to understand, like, you know, I think Twisted Bubba said in the chat here, like this is still Man City. Like let's not Let's not forget it. Like they're saying, oh, they've got no defenders, but like probably they've got either enough on their academy or enough on their bench to still, do a more than adequate job, I would say.
Lou, there's Looney's comment there about City having squad fatigue. He doesn't think they'll be up for an away night at Sellers, being their second match in 3 days. It might be a big ask for them, considered their recent form as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, like he said, we shouldn't get...
Away night, isn't it a 3 o'clock kickoff?
Yeah, it's a 3 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah,
but City are going to have majority of the ball. That's for sure. I doubt. We don't normally have most of the possession. I think Ipswich had more possession than us on Tuesday. So it's going to be about frustrating them and hitting them in those transitions, because that's where they look poor. Did you see Chris Wood had a sitter that he missed on Wednesday night at 0-0 or 1-0? They gave up chances. So I don't know. They might be fatigued. They might not be. But regardless, to beat City, we have to be at 100%, and they got to be at 80%.
You know what I will say though. Sorry to interrupt you, Nick. What I will say though, just following on from Louis' point, I was listening to another Palace podcast, and a certain Mr. Dom Fifield from The Athletic did say that it may actually suit us better to play City because they play a high line. And an interesting matchup. I know this sounds ridiculous, but Kyle Walker versus Ismail Assar, because they're both quick. Like Kyle Walker has his years, but he's still quick.
Opposite sides though.
Oh, is it?
Kyle Walker's right back. Assar plays right.
Okay. Who plays left for them?
Normally Vardio, who had a torrid time. He's defensively he's shocking, but attacking. He's been attacking wise, he's been dangerous. He's got quite a few goals. Like I said, we just have to be completely disciplined, and we've got to take our chances. That's the thing. But there will be chances.
Yeah, grind out the result like we did against Ipswich, which you said you watched the replay, the extended highlights. We actually played a lot better than we did at first. Kind of thought.
But I think I'm not saying that we're going to go and obviously wipe the floor with them, but I think we will give them a bit more of it will be a bit of a different game because they do play a high line. And we have got Sarr, who is very, very quick.
Especially if that young guy's playing. But I think they're probably playing centre-back and keep Vardio left-back. And I don't know whether Rico Lewis comes into the centre of midfield or Walker starts. But yeah, they've got a lot of weak points. And I feel like Glasner as a manager is a very good tactician. So no doubt he watched that Forest game closely. And hopefully he can make a plan for them.
I agree.
We played a lot better than what Trent was reporting. But
yeah. But that's like anything. No, Twitter's a cesspit.
Yeah,
I think
don't ever fall for Twitter. That is not the way.
You
will lose your mind.
I think it was a thoroughly professional performance, is what I would say. Like they were, and the media were talking their players up big time. Delap, Hutchinson, Mitchell had Hutchinson in his pocket for the whole game. I thought Lacroix dealt really well with Delap. He didn't really get a sniff. And you could just see who's been in the Prem for 12 years and who's just come up, and you could see that. And it was a thoroughly professional performance. We got the job done. So on to City, like you say, right?
Before we talk about our possible lineup, it's only right that we had the press conference pre the Ipswich game about updates for players, but just to keep you going on that with the injuries we've got, França, the available date according to premierinjuries.com, his potential return is the 1st of January, but I can't see that.
Hopefully Stockport at home.
Yeah. Walton,
Did you bet your house on him coming back? I don't think so.
No.
Do you know what?
He's too busy posting on Instagram.
Yeah, he's made more babies than he has Palace appearances, mate.
I feel for him, though. I feel for him. I don't want to put down a youngster. I feel for him. Go on, Adrian.
The thing with him, right? My missus barely watches football. The only time she knows about football is based on my mood when I walk in the house on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday.
I feel you, bro.
But let me make this diplomatically clear. She knows how whatless France is. Like, I've even got the Crystal Palace calendar. Every month you get a different player. So there's the month of France, and she's like, he doesn't even play for you lot, does he? Like, what does he do? Like, imagine that. My missus that don't know nothing about football will sit there and be able to tell you that France is just not.
You know what I'll say about him? I agree with Lou, like, don't want to put down a youngster, but I'll be honest with you, I probably need to unfollow him on Instagram because he pisses me off. Like, he pisses me off because he's 19 years old, he's on 45 grand a week, and all you see is like videos of him in his in that big house that he lives in, driving a range. He's in Paris, he's in LV buying up shit, like, just focus on your football. Like, you could be so good. We all want you to come good.
He sounds like me on player career in FIFA.
Yeah. You know? So I need to unfollow him on Instagram.
Following him on Instagram was definitely a dangerous mistake. And I think I might have to click the unfollow button because I agree with Stan. The problem we've got, and to be fair, I know, footballers are earning crazy amounts of money. So them spending that kind of money and them kind of flexing that kind of money, I know is different. But I think another weird thing that I see a lot of is the amount of Palace France shirts he's there handing out in Brazil. And like in his family, they're having all the little family photos and he's bringing out the daddy #1 shirt or the France 11 shirts and they're just scattered everywhere. I'm like, big man, you have not done anything in a Palace shirt.
No, it's mad,
but it's spreading the word, isn't it?
I kind of feel it. Like, I'm like, bro, there's no way you're in Disneyland Paris, like living your best life wearing matching Birkin this and Birkin that. And my team's out here struggling to get points against like Wolves, bro. Like you're playing with my emotions. But that's not his fault at the same time. It's a bit crazy.
Yeah, it's like a Palace missionary going back home, giving them shirts out. That's what
he's injured as well. Why is he going back home? Like, get on a treatment table and get in a gym.
There was rumours he was homesick, isn't there? There's rumours.
Yeah. Oh dear. Anyway, back to what Oliver Glasner was saying about the Palace players. On Tuesday, Adam Walton, he said it's going to be too soon. The first game is the City game's too soon. Maybe the Brighton game is going to be possible for him. Kamada, what date is it going to be on Saturday?
He's back.
He's back. He's out. Do you know what?
I'm with AJ. I'm not going to put Kamada down. Like, he's had a bad start after the Villa game. After that goal, we thought he'd push on. But let's be honest, he was in a handicapped team. Like, that Fulham performance, everyone played badly. And maybe the timeout has helped him. And I, for one, I'm happy that Schlupp isn't going to come on. And at least Kamada can come on instead of Schlupp.
Okay. Can I say something? I've been his biggest critic since he's been here. But I think the Fulham game compounded everything because obviously he didn't have a great performance. He got a red card. And then he was horrifically a victim of abuse, which is obviously terrible. Like, that should never happen. That we ain't that club, we ain't those people, etc., etc. I would say to all the fans, I'm going to do this as well. If he's coming on Saturday, give him a big round of applause and a big cheer because he needs it, and he plays for our club. He's one of us, and we should do it. We should do that.
And what about Jeff Schlupp?
No,
I'm joking.
Just, hi, Jeff.
Forget
that. But yeah,
I don't want to see him on the bench. I don't even want to see him on the bench. I'd rather Agbenoni be on the bench.
Yeah, but give Franca a big roar and a big cheer. Not Franca and Kamada. A big roar and a big cheer. Let's see, let's get behind the guy and hopefully he can come good for us,
Well, if we all roar for Franca or Franca, he might hear us in Brazil. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
So, what are you going to do with the lineup, AJ? You're going to keep it the same as it was against the Tractor Boys?
I'd say so. As long as we would incorporate, I guess, Walton coming on the bench, subject to his fitness. Obviously, that's neither here or there. I'm still waiting for Eze to do something for me. I'm going to be honest. He, as far as I'm concerned, no player is above criticism or constructive feedback. But I'm going to be honest. He had a few more chances, but he's still not quite there. But I feel like he's getting closer and closer. And maybe scoring a goal against City or getting a good assist against City might.
It takes a while to come back from injury, though. Like, when he's been out for a couple of weeks, it takes him 2 or 3 games to get himself going. But he's frustrated the living hell out of me the past couple of weeks. But you're not going to not play him against City. He's our most creative outlet.
So I think there's definitely a chance there. That would be hilarious if Mateta did the same what he did to Greaves, which by the way was fantastic in his words. Be jokes if he did that to Garbado, to be fair.
Did you see him give it the crowd when the fans were going, ooh, yeah, and he went.
Ben and Stan, new ice cream company, I don't know, think Ezzy's mojo is on the return, so let's hope he's right. We're going to wrap up pretty soon. Are we all agreeing that keeping the same lineup? Sorry, I didn't.
I agree. Yeah, unchanged.
Unchanged.
Yeah. Is that unchanged with Lerma or unchanged keeping Decore Hughes?
Yeah, well, Lerma's the one that's one yellow away from a suspension, isn't he? And is he going to time it for the Boxing Day off? Do you think, like some players do every year?
I would
Neil Ruddock, Nick.
Hey,
I think I'd start Decore because I want Decore.
I would start Decore.
I need him fit for Brighton. I need him match fit for Brighton. So I'd even if he only lasts 45, 50, I'd start Decore. I'd keep the exact same starting lineup as Ipswich.
Right, hang on 1 second. Everyone's talking about Brighton and stuff, right? And not just you, Lou. And everyone's talking about all these other games in January in Stockport. But bro, we forget we got 2 games against Arsenal coming up.
That's after.
Yeah, but
after Brighton.
Possibly, I reckon Decore can get himself fit by then.
I'm just saying, just a bit sharper.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just a bit sharper because I want him with Wharton.
Well, Brighton have got other problems right now, from my understanding from the score, but we'll see. But
1-1 now.
Yeah.
Give it a minute. Let me drink.
So Nketiah could be in for a shout for a start. Given
absolutely not.
No
way.
Although we've all said we'd like to see the same lineup, do we not need to have the rotation? In order that players can carry on.
You don't drop a striker to score.
Are we going to? Well, not just Nketiah, but other players.
I think you've got a week though, Nick. You play this game and then you got a week. You got you got literally a week and 1 day till Brighton, so you can get them rested up, and then obviously go there.
Then you've got Arsenal. Yeah. Then you've got.
I see a comment about Devaney starting over Eze. Every Palace fan needs to get that out of their head ASAP.
Yeah, that's silly. That's so stupid.
To be fair, I did suggest that, and I'm going to be honest. At the time, I still back my opinion, but that's that. I did have that narrative, to be fair, and I'm going to be honest. I'm going to go with who's on form. That's me.
Eze
is a match winner. He's one of the only ones we have.
He's a top player.
I don't really have a wrong answer here because I'll be the first person to scream and go mental on Saturday at Selhurst if he scores the winner. So
there was a lot of people at the ground on Tuesday who were shouting for Eze to come off, and as fans do, 2 seconds later he slips Mateta in and he scores, and then again slips Mateta in again.
And he done it twice.
Then Devaney comes on and assures up the game. That was the right thing. I think we just need to trust in Glasner.
I'm not having the Eze hate. I know that his form and isn't great, and he hasn't had a great start to the season, and he can be frustrating at times. But I'm not having the Eze hate. People need to get real. If you lose him for the season,
it's not hate.
Remember when a couple seasons ago, Wilfred Zaha got substituted by Patrick Vieira and everyone couldn't believe what had happened? It comes to a point where sometimes you just have to do something a little bit different, or to be fair, you just have to kind of show, yo, listen, no players above being dropped.
Yeah, he's been subbed twice. He's been subbed twice. He's
that way.
Yeah, he's been subbed twice.
To be honest.
Huh?
That's just where my mind is at. That to be fair, I think I'm just going off form. I'm not in a million years am I out here trying to drop Eze permanently. But I just feel
you know what I'm saying. Devaney against Man City is a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
But why is it a bad idea?
Because you need your best players against the best team, the champions.
What if we played both Eze and Devaney, as Animal suggested?
Who are you going to drop?
The only person you can drop is Sarr and play Devaney in the left 10 role.
Nah, you got to play Sarr.
You need pace.
You got to play
But then he
Saar.
can kind of cover most of that midfield, can't he? He's got a little tackle on him as well. But I wouldn't start him over Hughes of the core either. So
No.
you're right. You got to sacrifice somebody in that equation. So either way, I'm not really that upset about it. To be fair, I was at the time about a week ago. I was just like, well, Devaney's the one in form. Eze's the one coming back from injury.
We won.
Let's go with that. But nah, I don't. But it doesn't bother me.
I think the main thing when I done the player ratings with Patrick as well with Saar, we need to get him facing Man City's goal, because when he's dropping deep, he's not a threat at all. But every time he was running at Ipswich, he was causing them issues, whether he's winning free kicks or when he played it to Mateta and then he played it to Eze. I think that's the key. We need to get Saar going that way and not anywhere near our third. Same with Eze as well.
Right, before I ask for your score predictions, people on the show, we've got some from our live watchers. So Looney's gone 2-1 Palace, Mateta or Saar. Mitch Blank's gone 2-1 Fulham, but I don't think we're playing them unless that's a match that's going on at the moment. Is there Fulham playing tonight, are they? All right.
Yeah,
okay.
They're beating Brighton.
Samuels has gone for 2-1 Palace. There we go, Samuels. Sorry, wrong one there. What do you think yours will be then, AJ? Can we get two in a row?
I think City are definitely beatable. I'm gonna go a bit mad, 3-1 Palace.
Stop it, bro. You're going.
Remember this. Remember this.
You're getting clipped like 4 times today, bro.
Trust me, I'm on something. Trust me. 3-1.
3-1. Luke?
Just to say, in the Ipswich preview, I said, did me and AJ say 1-0 Palace? We both got that one. Did you say 1-0?
Yeah, 1-0 or 2-1 or something like that. Yeah.
I had 1-0, so I'm gonna go 2-2. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game.
Stan?
1-1.
I'm gonna go.
Trust me.
I'm gonna go 3-2 City.
Oof.
Sorry.
You know what I will say though? We will be out of the bottom 3 for the whole weekend. No one can catch us unless they score a lot of goals.
We will be out of the bottom 3 for the rest of the season, Stan.
What are the other fixtures like? Wolves, West Ham, big game.
Wolves, West Ham, Everton have got a very tough run of games. Yeah,
Ipswich are at home to Bournemouth. That'll be a tough game.
Are we still throwing Everton in the equation of relegation? I know that's maybe a conversation for another day, but
yeah,
I guess they are.
They beat a really bad Wolves team.
Yeah,
2 own goals from Dawson.
I can't imagine Dyche allowing it, and I think they've got a little bit more. I don't know if their takeover's gone through yet, but they seem to have some kind of stability going on there. I haven't heard any negative news from them for a while.
I think they'll flirt with it, but Dyche, at the end of the day, you're not going to get relegated with him. So whether he comes 17th, 16th, 15th, I don't think they'll go down, but they'll still be flirting around there just because they can always go on a terrible run.
Yeah, any team can go on a terrible run. Anyway, thanks ever so much, you lot, for taking time out of your busy lives and doing this all for free for the Palace fans out there. Don't forget, hit those buttons, like, subscribe. And I'm sure there's going to be a match reaction show. I won't be about for that because I've got the back of the nest box for the day. So I'm looking forward to that. So, yes, up the Palace. And hopefully we will smash Man City. Take it easy.